So, in the first chapter of Genesis, of Bereshit, we're told that Hashem created the world. He spoke 10 utterances, and with those 10 utterances, over the course of 6 days, the world was created. It seems that was it. Things started functioning, and everything was great. In chapter 2, we find out that there was a system. The verse says, the pasuk says, all the sprouting of the ground, of the field, was not yet on the land. And all the grass of the fields did not yet sprout. In other words, the world was created, but nothing was growing yet. Because God did not bring rain on the earth. And we need rain for things to grow. Why was there no rain? There was no man to work the soil, to work the ground. So you need somebody to plant, to plow, to harvest, and so on. There was no man. Therefore, there was nothing growing yet. Hashem waited for rain until man was there. But wait a second. We know that there are forests where there are trees that are growing, there's vegetation sprouting, and there's no one there. So if things are able to grow in the forest, why did Hashem wait for man to come into the world to set the world into motion as we know it? Says Rashi that Odam Ayin Lavados Adama, that there's no man to work the land, is not referring to physical tilling the soil and planting and harvesting and so on. It refers to internal work. The way Rashi says that there was no man to be makir b'tevos and shel kshamim, to appreciate the goodness, to recognize the goodness of rain. And as a result, there was no rain, and without rain, nothing grows. Gratitude is so important. Gratitude is the key in relationships. The Maharal says a statement that's shocking, that actually brings with it many questions. But we're not going to necessarily go into all those questions. The Maharal says, "V'osra lasos tova l'mi she'eino makir b'tevosai." One is forbidden to do a favor or something good for somebody who's ungrateful. You're not allowed to do an act of goodness, a favor for somebody who's ungrateful. Now, what are the parameters of that? What does that mean? Separate conversation. But we see the importance of gratitude. And in fact, the Hebrew word for gratitude is hakarat hatov, which literally translates as recognizing the good. I can't pay you back for what you've done. There's no quid pro quo. If I help you with A, you'll help me with B. Even if it's the same. If you're looking for a job and I'm looking for a job and we're looking for jobs in the same field and neither of us is able to find the job, you help me find the job, I help you find the job, we're both earning similar amounts of money and so on. It doesn't work like that. I did something for you, you can't pay me back. You have to recognize the good. When you do something for me, I then have to recognize the good in what you've done for me. But neither of us could truly pay back, quote unquote. But look at what happens when I recognize the good. Think it this way, when our children express gratitude for something we've done. One of my children will at times write beautiful letters, enumerating the things we've done for the child in that particular situation and thanking us. You know what it feels like when I get that letter? It's like, wow, I'm so glad I had the opportunity to do something for you. I want to do something else for you. It fuels the relationship. And imagine a relationship where our perspectives were, look at what you've done for me. And then you look at what I've done for you. It's not about, we leveled the playing field, we've evened the score. No. I owe you that sense of gratitude and appreciation for what you've done for me. And then the other person in the relationship owes the same to the other one. In fact, in this week's Torah portion, just a little later, we know the sin of the golden cat, of the sin of the forbidden tree, of the Eitz Hadas, of the tree of knowledge. Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve are told you can eat from all the trees, but not that tree. And they eat from that tree. And what caused them to do that was the serpent. The serpent tempted Chava, tempted Eve, and she in turn ate, and then she gave to her husband. They're all punished. The Torah lists the punishment to Adam, to his wife Chava, Eve, and to the serpent. The punishment to the serpent is told, you will eat dirt the rest of your life. In other words, you're going to be out in the field, you're going to have that dirt to eat, and that's what you're going to survive off of. Think about it for a second. How much time do we spend stressing over our livelihood? Keeping a roof over our home, over our heads, meals for our family, ensuring education for our children so that they can survive and they can have a livelihood and they can have meals for their family and they can raise their children and so on. And what's the serpent told? You'll eat dirt. Wherever a serpent goes, there's dirt. In other words, on some level, what the serpent's being told is you will never stress for food. Is that a curse? Seemingly, that's the biggest blessing in the world, the greatest blessing. You'll never worry about that mankind stresses over continuously. Says Rabbunim Pshischa, one of the great Hasidic masters, what the serpent is being given is the worst curse of all. The serpent's being told in Yiddish, es and fres, eat to your heart's desire, eat whatever you want. With me you have nothing, you have no relationship. We have no connection. God says, you don't need anything, therefore you won't come back to me, therefore I'm not providing anything. I'm just providing this initial have what you want, and that's it. There's a gift in needing, because when I need, I call out, I ask. And then when I receive, then I can recognize the goodness. And that in turn fuels a relationship of gratitude. Imagine a relationship instead of where two people look at, well, look what I've done in the relationship. Look what I've done. They don't appreciate me. I've done so much. They owe me so much. Instead of that, it's all about, wow, look at what my spouse provides for me. Look at how much I have in my life as a result. Look how grateful I have to be. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is recognize the good. The Talmud says, the Medrash says, "Haposech Pesach lechavero nafshi chayav lo." Somebody opens a door for their friend, the friend owes them their life. Opening a physical door. You hold the door for your friend, they owe you their life. And perhaps it doesn't just mean a physical door. Maybe it means the door of opportunity. Whether you help someone get a job, whether you raise them, because they're your children, you raise them, whether it's your spouse and what you provide in the relationship, whether it's the new vistas, the new perspectives, the ideas that you share with somebody. Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe just a conversation you gave somebody a thought they had never thought of before. Opening doors is something you can never repay. You owe your life to them. You've gotten so much from them. Imagine a life of gratitude, a life of looking at people, looking at around your table and saying, wow, I'm grateful to you for what you bring to my life. And I'm grateful to you for the way you interact with me. I'm grateful for you, what you've taught me through the models that you lesson in your life and the models that you live in your life. The lessons that you model in your life. It's an incredible way to live. But Rashi goes further. Rashi says something amazing. He doesn't end there. He says, therefore, there was no rain because there was nobody to be grateful for the rain. There was no man to be grateful. So therefore, when God created man, and man saw there was no rain, you know what he did? He prayed. It doesn't say that therefore man expressed gratitude. Man prayed. Who's talking about prayer over here? Prayer is great. Davening's wonderful, but who's talking about it? Explains Rav Hutner that the concept is that prayer is at its core an expression of gratitude. Because what am I doing when I pray? What I'm doing is I'm saying, I realize I need you, God. I can't do it on my own. I thought I had it all covered. I don't have it covered. I thought I had it covered, and then COVID came around. or then uncertain times politically came around, or the economic fallout from COVID and so on, and suddenly can't do it on my own. You know what? I need you. I need you. And what I'm doing is I'm continually expressing that I need you and my gratitude. I recognize all that you've provided, all the good that you provided and you continue to provide in my life. That's what I recognize. King David says, Va'ani tefillah. In Tehillim, in Psalms, he says, I am prayer. That's the commentaries. What does that mean, I am prayer? They say what it means is there's a word missing. Va'ani ish tefillah. I'm a man of prayer. I'm a person, who I am is I'm a davener. I'm a person that prays. It doesn't mean I'm coming with my laundry list to God continually, give me this, give me this, give me that. No, I'm a person that I recognize I'm in a relationship and I'm a recipient, and therefore I'm grateful. Therefore I recognize the good. What a way to live life. Why don't we do that? Why don't we take the opportunity today to recognize, look at somebody in your life. It doesn't have to be someone who provided the most incredible thing. Somebody who did something for you in your life. Express some great gratitude. Recognize what they've done. Just recognize what they've done. Recognize when you pray over this Shabbat, over this Shabbos, what Hashem, what God provides for you. Recognize that you're on the receiving end. And you know what happens when you're on the receiving end and you recognize what you do? You'll get more. Because the gratitude that you have and the appreciation and the cognizance of that actually fuels the other in the relationship to give you. You want to know how to get your prayers answered? Be grateful. Recognize the good. Recognize all that you receive. That's what prayer is. That's what davening is. I'm a recipient and I'm so grateful. And I recognize all the goodness that you've done. That is the way to start existence. That's the first thing we learn about man, is that he's a grateful person, that he prays. That's a way to be a human being. That's what life is all about. That is what creation is all about. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Have an exhilarating, gratitude-filled Shabbos. And when you do that, surely the people around you and more importantly, Hashem will respond. Let's create that amazing cycle of gratitude, of recognition, of being a recipient, and of empowering those around us to both appreciate what they have and to continue that cycle of giving and receiving. Good Shabbos.